All right, hello everyone. I see people are beginning to join us here. We're going to get started in a couple minutes. But I do want to just come on here and do a little bit of housekeeping with you guys. If you can't hear me very clearly, just make sure at the bottom left of your screen you're joining using your computer audio. This will help you hear us a little bit more clearly. And if you're still having issues, try to type something in the chat. We'll see if we can help you. One other way that we might be able to help if you're having issues hearing me right now is if you log off and log back in to the webinar. That might help as well. A couple, housekeeping things as well. If you look at the top of your screen or the bottom of the screen, you'll find a portion that allows you to do what's called a chat feature. You can utilize this feature to ask any of the panelists questions or speak to any other attendees. So we're going to practice using this right now. I'm going to go ahead and type in here where I'm tuning in from, and I would love to hear where all of the participants are also tuning in from today. This is a good feature to, I see Cindy from Virginia Beach. We have somebody from Columbia, South Carolina. That's pretty close to me in Fayetteville, North Carolina. But this is a good feature if you just have something you want to mention really quickly, or if you want to talk to all the panelists or the attendees. But if you have a specific question, especially in regard to admissions, you want to go ahead and use the Q&A features. These are two separate features. One is the chat and one is the Q&A. If you have a question that you want answered specific to admissions or maybe one of the programs or one of the offerings that we have, be sure to use that Q&A feature and you'll be able to see us clearly answer that one. We might also, if you see us mark it as we want to answer live, we'll have a Q&A time portion at the end of this if time allows. So if one of those questions maybe pertains to a lot of different students that might be on this call right now, we'll wait and go ahead and answer those at the end of the call. So to be respectful of everyone's time, it is 2 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. Let's see. All right, so everyone who will be on this call today as far as panelists is on the screen right now. We're located across the country, which is pretty great. So if you see somebody that maybe is close to you that you want to reach out to, you can go ahead and write down our information. First, it's me. I'll just be facilitating this. I'll be in the background answering some of your Q&As that we have, but I'm in North Carolina. We have Cindy Hilliard. She's in Virginia Beach at the campus. We have Jeannie Getz in DC metro area, and then we have Mackenzie Rivers in the Savannah, Georgia area. But without further ado, we'll get started. I'll turn this over to Cindy to talk a little bit more about who we are at the Heart of Regent.
Well, hey everyone, we are so excited to have the opportunity to share with you who we are. At Regent, we strive to equip our students with not only the knowledge and skills that they need to succeed in their careers after graduation, but the spiritual foundation and the Christian principles that they will need to be Christian leaders as well. We do this through emphasizing values such as excellence, innovation, and integrity. And at Regent University, our motto is Christian leadership to change the world. Next slide. So the university has enrolled over 11,000 students for this fall, including online and on campus. On campus, students make up a much more intimate, smaller community of about 1,300 students. As you can see, the student to faculty ratio is 19.1, and the average class size is 17 students. This gives you the opportunity to build relationships with your faculty, a benefit that will stay with you long after graduation in terms of networking and career opportunities. We are very proud to say that about 30% of our students are military affiliated. And what that means is they might be active duty, veteran, they serve in the National Guard or Reserves. They also could be a dependent or a spouse of one of those groups that I just mentioned. Because we have such a large amount of military affiliated students, we do have some special programs for them, and we do have some wonderful discounts. So if this applies to you, as you're watching this webinar, we'd love to hear from you. Please address this with your admissions counselor or if you want additional information during this webinar, you can drop a question in on the Q&A feature. And then you'll see that 90% of our faculty do have a terminal degree. And a terminal degree means it's the highest degree that someone can hold in a particular field. That's a really impressive number for a university. For us, that usually means a PhD. So your professors are going to be experts in their field. They're going to be a great resource to learn from. Most of our faculty, if not all, are currently probably in the workforce as well, or they have been working in that specific career. So they are knowledgeable about the real world after college. Okay, next slide. So as you can see here, we have a number of awards that we're very proud of. We are one of 22 universities that have been A-rated for curriculum. We know that this curriculum, especially the general education courses, are helping our students to build a strong foundation for later coursework and learning. And then the next one, which has been very important more recently with COVID-19, is that we continue to earn Best Online Bachelors in the state of Virginia. With all of our students going virtual last spring, this award shows that we were able to seamlessly transition those students to online coursework, and the students did not suffer one bit. And as you can see, we have over 135 plus different programs of study, so we have something for everyone out there. Next slide. So beyond the books, so we know that college life is definitely more than just studying in books. Here at Regent University, a lot of what we offer beyond the books can also be accessed with our online students. We have over 55 student organizations to choose from. Some of them include a surf club. We are close to the beach, as you know. Moot court, student activities board, swing dance club, you name it, we probably have it. In addition, we have non-collegiate athletics. The NCCAA, we are a Division I. What NCCAA stands for is National Christian College Athletic Association. So we have men and women's track and field, men and women's cross country, men and women's soccer, men and women's basketball, and women's volleyball for those Division I teams. Also, there are opportunities for intramural sports as well. You'll notice here that we do have esports, which we know is a popular and growing field. So ultimately, we have plenty of opportunities for students to connect, to get to know each other, and build themselves into a great community that will serve them not only during their time on campus, but also building lasting relationships after you graduate. You'll see here on the left that we do have a number of opportunities for spiritual growth. Our chapel services, we have one on Wednesdays afternoon. We usually invite the staff, the faculty, and the students together. And I think that makes Regent really special is that the university does allow for that time for our faculty and staff to join students during what would be our work day. We also have chapel services, of course, on Sundays. We also have something called Unchapel. That's not a typo. That is a student-led worship and teaching style of service that is a little bit more modern, less traditional, and it's marketed for our undergraduate students. We also have the Office of Campus Ministries that is dedicated to cultivating the spiritual growth for all staff and students. They organize something called Good Fridays, which is our outreach programs on Fridays in which students go out into the community and make a difference. And now I'm going to turn it over to Cindy, who will talk to you more about housing.
Hello, everybody. If you're considering living on campus, you are in for a treat. We have 2 dorms for incoming freshmen, Foundation and Constitution Hall. Together, these 2 buildings make up our Regent Commons. Our dorm rooms at Regent are truly unique. They are not the typical dorm rooms. They're apartment style with a full kitchen, a living area, separate bedrooms, and your own bathrooms. They're fully furnished with multiple floor plans, so you can choose from a suite, a 1-bedroom, and a studio. There are multiple RAs or resident assistants and your life group leaders that are on each of these floors. We have many amenities, including free laundry, Wi-Fi, and a gym for our students to use. As you can tell from the photograph, the dorms are located a short walking distance from campus. There's lots of parking, and as freshmen, you can have your car on campus. This is not always the case at other universities, so this is definitely a perk. There's a shuttle available with daily stops around campus, as well as a once-a-week grocery store trip. Regent is ranked in the top 5 for safest college campuses in Virginia. We have emergency call boxes located throughout campus, which immediately connect you to the dispatch center where officers are ready to assist. And actually, campus security can reach you. I think they've clocked it in about 90 seconds or less. We have security escorts who will accompany students to their dorm room if requested. And we also have a free 911 Shield app that offers, among other things, a friend watch feature where you can stay on the line with someone while you walk across campus. We encourage you to visit when it's safe to do so, or you can take a virtual tour of our dorm rooms on our website. And we may be able to put that in the chat for you where you can find that. So the next slide now. Okay, in this slide, you will see a diagram with you, the student, in the middle, with all the support services surrounding you. These services are available to you whether you live on campus, commute from the local area, or take your courses online. Everything from academic advising to campus ministries. So I'm not going to go into detail about each and every one, but rest assured that we are committed to your success when you are a student at Regent, and we are here to support you every single step of the way. Okay, next slide. So now you're going to see our tuition. We realize that figuring out the financial piece of where to go to college is a big decision. At Regent, we are committed to making it affordable. We are among the top 5% of most affordable private Christian colleges and universities for our bachelor's programs. Regent actually awards $18 million annually in institutional scholarships, and 85% of Regent undergrads receive some sort of financial aid. So when you look at these totals, please understand that we have several ways to help you fund your education at Regent. We never want finances to stand in the way of you becoming a student at Regent, and we have many people in admissions, financial aid, and advising who can help you decide your own best personal options. Okay, next slide. So I talked about funding your education. This is going to outline a few of those ways. So as an incoming freshman, you're automatically considered for our Regent Merit Scholarships based on your high school GPA. You could receive up to $9,000 annually just based on your performance in high school or homeschool. If you've taken 15 credits or more, you're considered a transfer student. We will automatically consider you for incoming merit-based scholarships based on your cumulative GPA from all the institutions you have attended. And these scholarships are going to range from $2,000 to $6,000 depending on your GPA. So an eligible student transferring from a Virginia community college, actually with an associate's degree, will receive an award of $500 annually, and this award is split between the fall and spring semesters. We also have what's called a legacy award of $500 if you have a parent or a sibling who went to Regent. So just for having that connection, we're going to give you some money there. We have a very unique church match grant of up to $750 per semester. So if you go to your church and they're willing to help you with your funding your education, Regent will match whatever they contribute up to that $750 per semester. So if they fully fund you, you could be looking at $3,000 per year just for that one grant. We also offer federal and state awards. The Virginia Tuition Assistance Grant, or VTAG as we call it, is free money from the state of Virginia for on-campus students, and the deadline to apply for that is July 31st. Last year, it was $3,400, so make sure that you apply early for this grant. Keep in mind, this grant is for Virginia residents only. There's also a Virginia Community College transfer grant given by the state to eligible students transferring with an associate's degree, and they award even more money for those students who are majoring in STEM programs. And finally, we encourage everyone to complete the FAFSA form. This form is going to help determine your eligibility for need-based aid such as the Pell Grant. And we encourage our students to complete that FAFSA every single year because your family, it's taking a snapshot of your family's financial situation for any given year. So maybe last year, there was only one student in your family in college, and now that you're gonna go, that situation is gonna change. So you may be eligible for more money. So remember to put VTAG and FAFSA on your to-do list. We also have what's called a net price calculator on our website, and that can help you calculate your individual cost of attendance. And actually Jeannie may be able to put that in the chat as well. But this is a very handy tool. And actually our website is packed full of information. So we know we've thrown a lot of information at you today. So feel free to go to our website, and there's a great search feature there. And I haven't even gone over every single financial aid option. I'll always encourage everyone to search out private scholarships. There's lots of money that goes unused every year. So certainly you want to take a look at that. And I think actually we have a page on our website for that as well. Okay, so now you're going to see the 3 easy steps. Bridget, were you going to cover that, or do you want me to go over that?
I can cover it. Yeah.
Thanks.
So this is kind of your next steps if you're looking to, sorry, let me go ahead and mute and attend to you really quick. If you're looking to apply, this is where you would find the application online. So you can either do this online or over the phone. The website right here, www.regent.edu/apply. That's where you can apply online. It usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out that simple demographics application. There is a $50 non-refundable application fee that applies. However, if you do this application over the phone, or if you get a hold of one of our admissions counselors and speak with them, they may be able to apply a fee waiver to that. So definitely that's something you want to look into because it's a great way to kind of save a little bit of money as you're applying to colleges. After you fill out that demographics application part, you're going to send in all of your supplemental documents. And the first one of this is your unofficial transcripts. So these would be your transcripts from your high school. So you go to usually like a guidance counselor or the front office and request for your transcript to be sent to Regent University. And then also if you have taken any college credits, maybe through like dual enrollment or at a community college or anything like that, you want to make sure that we have some type of transcript record for every single college credit that you've taken thus far. So that's really important. And then finally, you'll do your admissions questionnaire. And this takes place of basically the essay that you'll see a lot of colleges require in the application process. This will ask you things like, why do you want to come to Regent? How do you expect Regent to affect your career after you graduate? Things like that. It gives us a little glimpse into kind of who you are as a prospective student and how you would fit in at Regent University, aside from what we can see simply by the numbers like a test score or a GPA. This gives us a little more insight into actually who you are and how you would fit here. And then finally, your government issued ID. This is something like a driver's license or maybe your state ID that you would have. So that's all you need to start applying. Like I said, the best way to do that is usually to get a hold of an admissions counselor because that way you can have your application fee waived. They can help you figure out all your supplemental documents. They can help you figure out an official transcript versus an unofficial transcript and so on. So that is the application process. We're going to go ahead and open up the floor right now just to see if you guys have any questions at all. And Cindy, Jeannie, if you guys want to come back on and we'll go over some of these questions live as they come in. Just check and see. Okay, so we have one question here. Jeannie, I don't know if you maybe want to touch on this. What makes Regent University stand out from other colleges?
Sure. So a lot of times what we hear from students on campus and online both is that there is a connection that is made between our faculty and the student. So just like I touched upon earlier on in the presentation, I think that we do a great job of helping our students to find that career after they graduate. And we also help them to learn how to network and who to network with. And so your faculty and your professors are going to be really great, great people in your life, not just while you're in school, but after school. I think a lot of our students maintain relationships with their teachers long after they graduate. So I think that that genuine, sincere caring on the faculty and staff's part with the students is one of the things that stands out for Regent.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I'm actually a student now in a graduate program at Regent, and I've had professors reach out to me just to see how I'm doing. Not that something was, not turned in on time or anything like that. They just literally reached out to me to see how I was doing, and I've never had that connection with a faculty member at any other university that I've been at. So yeah, that really set Regent apart for me. So I'm glad to hear that. And we have a few more questions coming in. See, someone here said, do you guys, I assume this means, do you guys have a job placement? So Jeannie kind of touched on kind of career. I think she was speaking about that a little bit. We do have a, can you guys help me with the name, a career guidance office?
Talent and Career Management Office.
Yeah, Talent and Career Management Office. And these individuals will help you develop things like resume. They'll help you figure out how to secure internships, externships. They'll do things like mock interviews. I know right now we're doing a ton of webinars on how to interview virtually, which is how most companies are hiring right now. So that's a really great resource for you, especially as you get near the graduation point when you're looking to kind of transition into that workforce. So yeah, we do have job placement resources open for you. Okay, and then we have a couple questions here about international students. We'll just go ahead and in the chat, we'll put the international student phone number and the email if one of you guys could do that. A lot of those questions are very, very specific and need to be tailored to that individual student. So as much as I would love to answer all of the questions here, it's probably better for you to reach out to those experts. Okay, we also had a question here about a prospective student that was looking into using their spouse's VA loan, which means that this student is a military affiliated student. So I'll touch a little bit about that. At Regent, we do have a military resource center. About 30% of our students are military affiliated in some way, which means that probably means that a lot of you guys here are military affiliated in some way. So either you're a transitioning service member or a veteran or active duty, or maybe your parent was military or your military spouse, something along those lines. We do have offerings for things like discounts, scholarships, programs, advisors, and then benefits people that can help you with all of those issues. I put that information in the chat a little bit earlier. I'll go ahead and do that again as well. But for any of you guys that have those types of questions, I'd love for you to reach out to the Military Resource Center as well. Okay, we do have a question here just asking about what the normal or minimum GPA and test scores that you need to get into Regent, what that looks like. Cindy, do you mind touching on that?
Sure. Most importantly, we want everyone to know that we are going to take a holistic approach when we're looking at our students that are making application. So we're going to treat you as an individual, and we're going to look at everything, your test scores, your GPA, and really if you're a good match for Regent. So our average GPA is a 3.4, and the SAT the 50th percentile would be like a 990 to a 1220, and the ACT, our average would be about a 19 to a 25. So that gives you an idea, but again, if you're falling below those, please still apply, because we, again, are going to look at a lot of different things. We really want you to communicate why you want to come to Regent, and we want you to let us know what's unique about you, and we're really going to be looking for those kinds of things.
Exactly. We want to look at the student holistically. And as I mentioned before, part of that application process is the admissions questionnaire. So if you feel like you're maybe lacking in the test score area or something like that, you definitely want to make sure that you really take a lot of time and really take that admissions questionnaire seriously, because that might help balance out your whole application as a prospective student.
Yes.
So we have a question here: how many AP credits can I transfer into a bachelor's degree? So students may apply credit earned through successful completion of approved credit by examination programs. This is a maximum, I just pull it up to make sure I'm correct here. Maximum of 30 semester hours of credit may be applied to the bachelor's degree, and then 15 semester hours of credits may be applied to associate's degree if any of you guys are looking for that. Okay, we have a question here: how much is the application fee? Like I mentioned before, that's a non-refundable fee of $50, but if you apply with an admissions counselor over the phone, or if you go ahead and call them after you apply online, they may be able to apply a fee waiver so that you don't have to pay that fee. So that's one added benefit of speaking with a Regent admissions counselor over the phone. Okay, so we have some more kind of specific questions in here about how many credits some programs are, and very specific programs for senior citizens. So we'll be sure to get those answered for you. Generally, if you go onto Regent's website, when you're looking at the specific programs that you're asking about, you'll be able to find a course rotation and a course list of every course that degree requires. And again, you may be able to transfer in credits to where you might not have to take all of those classes. So be sure to pay attention to not only the total amount of credits like this question is asking, but if you're transferring in any credits as well. Okay, so it looks like we've answered the majority of the questions here. I'll stay on for a few more minutes here, but I want to be respectful of everyone's time. It's about 2:30. So we'll stay on here if anyone has any more individual questions. But it was great getting to present a little bit of information about Regent to you guys. It was awesome seeing everyone tuning in from all across the country. That's really great to see. And we'll stay on here for about 3 more minutes. We usually get questions about if we can send out this recording. This was recorded, and we will be sending it out to everyone once we log off of here to the email that you registered with. So keep tuned in for that.